Home Ethernet, daisy chained. I recently bought a house with RJ45 and RJ11 on one wall plate, and coax for TV on the other plate in a single box in each bedroom. I opened one up, and it looks like they did not run individual Cat5 from each one but instead have daisy chained from outlet to outlet, using a single Cat5 for both the telephone and the internet. It terminates into a single Cat5 in the garage, which is currently wired to nothing, no connector or anything. From some research online, it seems like this should work for 10100s in theory, but clearly not the ideal way to set it up. I don't care about the telephone RJ11, but I would like to get the Ethernet working if possible. What I'm trying to figure out is how to attach an RJ45 end to the cable in the garage since not all wires are being used. Do I simply put the same colors in the same location on the RJ45 and the switcher who'll plug it into in the garage will know what to do with it? Also, will a simple 8-port switch behind my Google Wi-Fi router be enough to negotiate all of the outlets? I've attached a picture of it below, hopefully it shows enough. It does appear they only use 2 wires for Ethernet, but I need to take a closer look since I don't think it's possible for that to work. Any suggestions are appreciated.
That's not wired for Ethernet at all. Don't be fooled by the presence of an RJ45 and Cat5 cabling. They wired them both for analog telephone even though only one of them is RJ11. You can plug an RJ11 telephone line cord into an RJ45 jack and it will fit okay, and make good contact with the middle pair or middle 2 pairs. They're using the green pair for line 1 and the blue pair for line 2, or vice versa. You're almost certainly going to have to pull new Cat5, or better, in order to wire those RJ45s for proper Ethernet. Ethernet requires point-to-point connections, no daisy chaining. No extra jack in the middle of a cable.
You may get away without pulling new wires, depending on what you want to achieve. You can replace the current mixed sockets with 2 Ethernet sockets, each fully connected to one wire, one to the previous room and one to the next room. Then, in every place you're not intending to connect a computer, you link the 2 with a short patch cord. This way, you'll get a single bus running through your house. Wherever you want to tap into that bus, you replace the patch cord with 2 cords and a switch. Depending on how many switches you'll need, it will eventually be more expensive than simply rewiring entire house. However, a tappable bus is more elastic if you're not sure where the central hub should be, because all sockets are equal.
The only way you could make that work without pulling new wire would be to crimp those wires into proper Ethernet and have a switch at each point in the line that takes the input and then has a downstream port continuing on the other wire in the box to the next jack. But that is really a terrible idea. I would only do that if I was only going to use it in maybe 1 or 2 spots. If you are lucky, maybe it's Cat5e so you could get gigabit out of it. If that was the case, the performance might be okay. Remember that this is a hack. Not ideal at all. You really need to pull new wire or consider a power line adapter solution. That or just rely on Wi-Fi.
There are some PO repeaters, 3-port switches what would give you this drop and continue, daisy chain of the multiple ports without needing a power outlet on each. Something like the Dahua PFT 1300. It's a good idea for bus type installations with a single PO injector at the beginning.